Have you ever closed a game and just never thought about it again? Not because it was bad, but because it didn't leave a mark. It just didn't give you a reason to come back. I've definitely been there, both as a player and honestly as a designer. Some games I've worked on had very good parts like super tight combat, polished UI and beautiful progression screens, but still something felt off. Like the game was a bunch of individual pieces all stacked on top of each other, but they were not connected. And that's where the nested gameplay loops come in. Or what I want to call them, the second to second, minute to minute, and hour to hour rhythms that actually hold the game together. Today, I want to walk you through what they are, how they work, and where they go wrong, using real-world examples. Let's start small. Second to second, which is literally what the player does. Pressing a button, moving, clicking, inputs, response, is the loop of immediate feedback. I do something, the game reacts, I adjust, over and over, dozens of times every single minute. Take any MMO like Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft, or Guild Wars. That's casting a fireball or shooting a bow. It's not the damage number, it's the rhythm, the cast bar ticking, the slight delay before it lands, the crunch of impact when it connects. It's the micro rhythm that gives structure to everything else. What matters here isn't just, is the game responsive? It's, can the players read and manipulate the system clearly? If they can't, for example, the input feels floaty, there's lag, or unclear feedback, they stop trusting the game. I can name a bunch of projects that I worked on. The animations were amazing, the code was functional, but the moment-to-moment felt soggy. The second-to-second loop is your foundation. If it fails, no amount of awesome systems or beautiful art will save it. Let's zoom out a bit. Minute to minute. What is a player trying to complete in a session? Here is where most games start to wobble, because it's where this loop needs to actually reinforce other loops. It's not do the thing, get a reward. It's do the thing, improve system, unlock options. If the short-term loop doesn't feed into something, the players feel like they're just spinning a wheel. Back to MMOs. Think of it as the classic questing loop. You fight mobs, collect jobs, turn in quest, gain XP, level up, get ability, repeat. So on and so forth. Each piece feeds into the next. XP makes you stronger. Stronger means faster kills. Faster kills means more quests per session, and so on. What makes this loop stick isn't just the reward, it's the agency. You decide what zone to explore, what skills to invest in, and what gear to equip. It's the interplay between the systems that make every session feel like progress and not just movement. The minute-to-minute loop only works if players feel like their short-term effort reshapes the systems around them. And now the long arc, hour to hour, the big picture. The part of the game that lives in your head after you log off. In MMOs, this shows up in dozens of different ways. The raid progression, the reputation grinding, the crafting and professions, the PvP. Here's the trick. None of these loops exist in isolation. They are layered, built on top of earlier loops. You're still casting fireballs, you're still deciding how to spend your time, and you're still interacting with systems you've learned to trust. That's the difference between a mechanic and a system. The mechanic exists in the now. The system has memory. The game remembers what you've done, and it rewards you, but not with loot, with options. More complex builds, new routes, new strategies. I'm sure that you can think of many games that forgot about this, where you find some massive endgame feature and realize it has zero connection to anything that came before. So instead of feeling like a natural escalation, it feels like a completely different game that was stapled on top. And in those games, players will bounce. Not because the system is bad, but because it's not connected. The hour-to-hour loops matter because they give everything else meaning. Remember, why does second-to-second feel good? Because it's helping me win an arena. Why grind mobs? Because I want to hit level cap and raid. Why craft potions? Because bosses are very hard and I need help. When the game becomes a place, it's not just a product. It's when players imagine what they'll do next time. It's the loop living in your head. So here's the takeaway. If the loops are not connected, the players will feel it. Maybe not right away, but eventually the friction shows up. The systems fight each other. The player stops progressing, or worse, stops caring. But if the loops are nested, and I mean it, really nested, then every action has weight. Every decision echoes forward. The game becomes more than the sum of its parts. And you don't need a retention mechanic to keep players around. The structure is the retention mechanic. Here's how I sanity check the loops now. Does this gameplay element feel good right now? Does it strengthen me for the next 5 to 10 minutes? Does it feel good in a long-term goal that I actually care about? If the answer is not yes to all three, the loop has failed. Fix it, not just to get a playable game, but a sticky one. And if loops make a game playable, production make it possible. In the next video, I want to walk you through where our structure failed and how we saw it coming and could do nothing about it.